Jai Shri Mataji, Ayush, should I start?
Yes, भैया.
Acha, did you
Sure.
hear? Jai Shri Mataji, a warm welcome to all of you in our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having three sessions like this every day for new seekers who want to understand more about Sahaj Yoga. There is one session like this every day in the morning at 8 a.m. There's another session at 4:15 in the afternoon and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All of these sessions are in Hindi except for one on Saturday morning, which is in Marathi, and this one on Sunday morning, which is in English for seekers who requested to understand in other languages. Apart from this, we have one daily session at 5:30 p.m. for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. There's a deeper meditation session again every day. The the three sessions that we talked about are organized in a way to introduce you to Sahaj, where we talk about the basics of Sahaj, what is Sahaj really, how do you differentiate it with others, and what should we expect in terms of yoga. And apart from that, we talk about our internal subtle system. Then we briefly do the most important bit of self-realization experience right here and now. And then if you have any questions, you can ask those questions at the end by joining the Zoom link or leaving your questions or comments on the YouTube chat. So without any further ado, we'll start the session now. Sahaj Yoga was a term coined by Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, whose photograph you can see right behind me, in 1970 when she started the work of giving Amas realization. The word yoga is, it means union. Union of what? Of the self with the divine. We miss out on this point in most other forms where new things have come up and we think that this is yoga or that kind of yoga or this kind of yoga. Yoga literally means one thing. It's the union of oneself with the divine. That has to happen. And there's only one method really for that is of awakening and kundalini. This happens spontaneously on its own. This is like our evolutionary process, which has happened on its own up until now. We have not really done anything about it. For example, we didn't go and cut our tails to become human beings from monkeys, or we didn't stand on our heads or read any books or do anything specifically. It was just our ardent seeking that led us to higher things. We kept searching for something and ultimately we found those things. Similarly, here, it is our seeking that will lead us to a higher self that we are searching for, which is the self which is achieved by our self realization. Now, to say that Sahaj Yoga is something new, it's just the connotation that is new. And the connotation is only given to really explain what it is. So, one aspect of it is to understand that it is spontaneous. That means it happens on its own. What is the spontaneous thing? For example, sprouting of a seed is a spontaneous thing. Our breathing, our digestion, so many internal things that happen, they happen on their own. We don't do anything for them. And they are very easy. So Sahaj also means something very easy and simple. So something simple, something easy. The third connotation to it is Sahaj. Sah means with, Ja means born. Something that is so innate, one can say. And it is really something that is born with all of us. We have been made in a way so that we can get it. So it's our birthright for all of us to get our self realization. This whole mechanism, we can call it crudely, has been built by God when we were born. So He's made all of this inside us, and this is something so simple and easy to achieve, spontaneous. Then the question arises: then why haven't we got it yet? Why are we struggling so much in our life? Why is there so much confusion and so much wrong happening? Why couldn't it all have been avoided by just us getting our realization and becoming the higher self? No fights, no wars, good human beings, good society. The thing is that up until now, our evolution happened without us being aware of it. So we were not aware when we became higher animals and then human beings. But now the time has come for us to choose what we want to do. In that choice, we have to be completely aware about everything. And in our awareness, we have to see. That is the modern times that we live in. And in these modern times of confusion, it becomes very easy to understand that this is imperative. This is something that we cannot live without. We must get something that is higher. Otherwise, the world will collapse. Probably one can easily see that. And we all can wonder that God really didn't make us like this. He would not have had this kind of a future predicted, the kind of things that we hear around us. That should not happen if we are the epitome of His creation. It is true, we are made very beautifully, and when we achieve our complete self, we can say, the next and last breakthrough in our evolution, we get the boons that were all planned to be bestowed upon us, one can say. So, what happens when you get that realization? What should one expect when they get their realization? They say that we are seeking the true knowledge when we seek ourselves. So that is what you get. How do you get true knowledge? It is not the knowledge that is written in books that anybody can read and tell. It is not the knowledge that somebody talks about. It is the knowledge on our own central nervous system, something that we know for sure. So let's say there is a guru who comes, there's a big show around, and we all say, "Ah, what great guru!" and we enjoyed the sermons or the bhajan. But what did we get out of that? The most important question is us becoming the higher self. Like that is what we should all look out for. So the true knowledge that comes to us after a realization is a knowledge that we feel on our central nervous system. To understand the statement properly, what happens is when we get our realization, we feel the all-pervading power of God. This is not a mental projection or just some imagination or something like that. There is vibrations, Param Chaitanya, all around us. We've been taught in Hindu religion that in Kan Kan mein Bhagwan, every molecule has God, right? But we have not felt Him. We have not felt that power. For the first time, we feel that power. It flows through us and through our hands in meditation, and we feel it as a cool breeze. This cool breeze is nothing new or hocus pocus or anything like that. It is something that you feel in meditation. It's been described by Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya, a great realized soul. He wrote a book called Saundarya Lahari. This book itself, we can see that it was named as Saundarya Lahari, which means beautiful vibration. He said that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Salilam Salilam Chaitanya, means cool, cool vibration. In Bible, it is said that when Holy Ghost will come, you will feel the cool breeze. I have no idea about the Holy Ghost, what that is. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness to it. So how does it give witness? We feel the vibrations on our hands and we feel the status of the chakras on our palms inside us. What is wrong? What is right? We don't know yet what is happening. We just go to the doctors and they tell us, oh, you have just these many days left. But we don't know what is really happening inside us physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All aspects are governed inside us by our self, our chakras, our nadis. So all of this gets reflected in our palms and our hands, and for the first time we know. Then let's say we want to know if a person standing in front of us is he a divine person or a devilish person. How do we know that? We can't know for sure. The only way to know is through these vibrations. A divine person will emit cool vibrations. A devilish person will emit hot vibrations. We can know for sure. We can ask absolute questions what to do in life. We can even know about others sitting halfway across the world. We can give these vibrations to others to cure them. Even Sahaja has cured several incurable diseases like and normal, ordinary people like you and me do it because we achieve those powers that are already there inside us. So there are great things to talk about, which are which you feel for sure physically. You know it. It's not something that just one tells you or certifies you that now you're a realized person. It's something that you achieve, which is a higher self to which you know more. The reality, the world around is not how we see it. There's so many things that are unknown. And everything unknown, we seem to think that, yes, this is divine. Whereas so much of the unknown is very harmful and dangerous. We have no eyes to see. For example, let's say whomever we worship today as God, even if he comes and stands in front of us, we'll not be able to make out because we just don't have that bandwidth, one can say. For example, a radio can only take up that much bandwidth. It can hear of that particular bandwidth. We open ourselves to something completely new, a new dimension, one can say. Once this opens up and these vibrations start flowing through us, Chaitanya, the power of God starts flowing through us, it cures us physically of our ailments. It puts us in a state of balance. It puts us in a state where we come into thoughtless awareness. We lead a much more beautiful life, and our life improves even materially. All aspects of our life, family life, and material life, and so many things that we think so important, they all improve as well. And the reason behind is that that is when God really starts to take over. Just give me 1 second. What we'll do now is briefly talk about our internal subtle system. We all look very different from the outside, and we think that we are different human beings. But God made us in a very similar way. When we were in our mother's womb, the power that created us, whatever name you call it by, it's the power that resides inside us and has done all the creation. It entered through our fontanelle bone area here at the top of our head. As kids, there was a soft bone, you would remember, or if you have seen children, there's a soft bone here. It even pulsates in toddlers. This is where the energy entered from and refracted through our brain because our brain is a prism kind of an entity. It refracted into three parts. The one coming from right went to the left, which is in the blue here. The one coming from left went to the right, which is in yellow. And the path in the center was created by this energy along with these seven chakras, which look like flowers here. All of these chakras and nadis govern everything about us, our complete existence on all aspects, on physical, emotional, mental, spiritual aspects. All of this is governed by these chakras and nadis. These seven and three are the main ones. There are more chakras inside. Now, all of this creation being done, the energy comes and settles down in a triangular bone at almost the end of our spine. This bone has been called a sacrum bone. The Greeks named it. It is apparent they knew something was sacred about it. That's why they named it sacrum. Now, when this energy settles down, it makes coils. So that is why in Sanskrit, coils means kundal. And this being our mother energy, she is our individual mother, just of oneself. And she's been there with us all of our lives. Her only goal is to give us our self realization, our second birth, as it is called. So she being the motherly power, she is called as Kundalini. Now, the awakening of Kundalini again and piercing through the Brahmarandra, the fontanelle bone here, is self realization, Atma Sakshatkar. achieving the higher self, or whatever name you call it by. That is what one has to achieve through yoga. This is the union that we are talking about. This is when we get connected with the all pervading power all around us. We'll briefly touch upon the chakras and their positions on our hands so that when we go into meditation, you know a little bit about them. Before that, we'll do the three nadis, which is also very important. There are three channels inside us, as we have seen here on the left, right, and center. The one on the left is called as Ida Nadi. This governs our sympathetic nervous system on the left hand side on the gross. This is also called as moon channel. This takes care of all our emotions, our desires. So everything that is, for example, all desires emanate from here, all emotions emanate from here. People who are very emotional or dwell too much on the past, because this is also the channel of our past. People who are depressed easily and oppressed easily, they are too much on this channel. And if it is overutilized, it can cause several troubles which are considered psychosomatic in nature, incurable diseases, mental diseases, and so such things. So all of that come from the Ida Nadi. The status of this Nadi we feel on the left palm in meditation. Similarly, on the right hand side is what we call as the Pingala Nadi. This is the sun channel. It governs our sympathetic nervous system on the right hand side. So quite opposite to the left channel, this is the right channel is of our future. So people who are too much futuristic, always planning, thinking, working too much, and very ambitious people who aggress upon others, don't get oppressed themselves. They are working too much on the right channel, the Pingla Nadi. And when we work too much on this channel, this being the sun channel, it gets heated up a lot. And when it gets heated up, there are many diseases that come because of that. We feel the status of our right channel on our right palm in meditation. In the center is what we call as Sushumna Nadi. This is the path for Kundalini to rise up. This channel governs our parasympathetic nervous system. That means all that is we call as autonomous nervous system. This is the path of the center. That means neither of the past nor of the future, neither being depressed nor being aggressive. So all of that imbalance in life causes us to derail us from the path of our higher awareness achievement. Whereas people who lead normal, balanced life, they get that realization much more easily. So it's the simple folks, the normal, average folks who get it much easily. Now, touching upon the chakras briefly. So these chakras that you see actually manifest on the growth as plexuses. They are the crossing points of many thousands of nerves inside us, and they govern the various organs around those chakras on the physical side. And there are various aspects of emotional, mental, and spiritual side to each chakra. And there are many reasons because of which one of the chakras may be caught up, and because of that, we may develop several diseases or problems. For example, the first chakra that we look at here is called as the Muladhara chakra. It's really at the end of our spine where we sit. And this is the place of innocence and wisdom inside us. For example, it's a place of purity. So people who go into wrong things in terms of sex, they can ruin this chakra. People who are against innocence, one can say very cunning, conniving people who take advantages of others are also probably having a bad Muladhara chakra. And people who are very innocent, very कहते हैं, भोले log, very pure, innocent people, they are the ones with the strongest Muladhara. They are also having wisdom. The great quality of this chakra is wisdom. And once this is awakened inside us, especially in children, this really tells them what to do in life. They take the right choices and decisions. It's a very, very important chakra. This is also sort of the gatekeeper chakra, one can say, because it's sitting right below the Kundalini. When there is an authorized person in front of us, this chakra informs the Kundalini that, Mother, you may rise now. So it's a very important chakra. We in Sahaja we understand purity and innocence as being one of the greatest qualities. We can understand that when a chakra is not in shape or not in order because of our actions or our whatever wrong things we do, we develop diseases because of that. So, for example, sex-related diseases and accessory organs diseases that can all come up if this chakra is not okay. If we put the chakra all right after realization, these things can. We feel the status of this chakra here, where our palm meets our wrist on both sides. Every chakra has three parts, left, right, and center, and they get caught up because of several different reasons. After this comes the Swadhisthana chakra, just above our Kundalini. This is the chakra of creativity. So all creative powers emanate from the Swadhisthana chakra. That means even all art emanates from here. All our dynamic work that we do, if whatever work we do, some people are very dynamic in what they do. That comes from Swadhisthana chakra. The pure knowledge, the divine knowledge comes from this chakra as well. What is the pure divine knowledge is of oneself, what we are talking about here, the pure knowledge of how to maneuver this great power inside us. When we go into wrong kinds of knowledges, that is tantra, mantra, etc., this chakra gets caught up. Also, on the right hand side, very interestingly, this chakra, we can see that the right channel starts from Swadhisthana chakra, which means that all our actions that we said was done by the right channel, all our actions are taken care of by Swadhisthana. For example, if we are working in our office all the time, planning, thinking, working too hard, late hours, and using up our brain way too much. The brain uses the gray cells in our head to think. Where do these gray cells come from? They're utilized all the time. So where do they come from? They come from our Swadhisthana chakra. It converts the fat cells in our stomach into gray cells for our brain to think. It works too much if one is planning and working too much in the office. And Swadhisthana is not able to take care of the other organs around. For example, it takes care of our liver, pancreas, spleen, uterus in women, etc. All of these can get neglected if we work too much and overutilize our thinking power. So you'll find that people who are stressed a lot may develop liver diseases. People who plan, work too much may be the ones who may get diabetes and things like that. Once the chakra is awakened, it can be put into balance, and these diseases can be cured as well. More importantly, we lead a more balanced, normal life rather than hectic, mad people all the time working. We feel the status of this chakra on our left and right thumbs. After this comes the Navi chakra, which is the navel center right behind our navel. This is the chakra of our um, satisfaction, one can say in one word. So all the boons of a blessed, satisfied life comes from this chakra. That is even monetarily, family-wise, and all other things that we think are so important for having a good, balanced, beautiful life. When we become satisfied and have a nice life, we become generous to others. We are gracious hosts to others. We give to others. One great quality of this chakra is also the seeking. Let's say we have achieved all of this in life, which we think so important. Then we also sometimes get perturbed. No, this is not okay. This is not enough. This is not what I was looking for. Slowly and gradually, we keep getting these things, and we realize that there's something higher to be achieved, higher to be achieved. That is how we turn towards seeking God, and that is how we get our evolution. Up until animal stage, we were evolving in terms of seeking food and shelter and so many things. Now it has moved to higher things. Ultimately, it goes towards seeking God. So, great boon and quality of this chakra is the seeking that comes from the sun. The chakra is hurt in people if one is all the time worried about money, 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 miserly people, and always counting money, too much career oriented folks, and all the time, pushing themselves for their career. Right side Nabhi chakra would get affected for them. People who have bad family life for some reasons, they also have left Nabhi gaps. unsatisfied people all the time who are very unsatisfied catch up on Navi. We feel the status of this chakra on our middle fingers, left and right side. Around this is the Bhavasagar. This is called as void in English here, but we have heard the reference of Bhavasagar several times in Hindu religion, and we ask the Devi to take us across this Bhavasagar, this Maya. But the Bhavasagar here that is represented is actually the place of Dharma, the true religion inside us, inside all of us. This has been established by great masters, great gurus who came in on this earth at different times to establish the master principle along with the true religion inside all of us. When we go against this innate religion that is not Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, etc., but this innate religion that tells us what is right, what is wrong, then this can be caught up. Also, if we take to wrong masters and wrong gurus as gurus, this chakra can be caught up. Um, we feel the status of this chakra around the center of our palm on both hands. After this comes the Anhat chakra, which is the heart center, right behind the sternum bone. The center, this is the place of our confidence and our sense of security. If our sense of security is hurt in any way, this chakra can be caught up. For example, women who may have insecurities with their husband or family may get breast cancer. Kids who fall sick a lot are the ones who get afraid a lot normally. So this is the chakra of that part of our being. Uh, on the right hand side is the father principle, the ideal father, son, husband, etc. that has been established there. And let's say kids who may not have known their father or their father is very cruel, etc. They may be the ones who get asthma. These are just correlations for us to understand. Similarly, on the left hand side is the mother principle. Left hand side, interestingly, is also the place of the spirit, the Atma inside us. Now, what is the spirit? It's a very mythical thing, right? But all of us has the spirit inside us. This is the reflection of the God Almighty inside all of us. So Atma is the reflection of Param Atma, and it is all the time watching. It is a witness to what we are doing. When we get our realization, the Atma comes into our attention and it then takes over. We are then driven by the Atma, which is the real self. Right now, we are driven by our ego, our thoughts, this, that, which only leads us into more troubles. This is also the place of love and compassion. When we truly know that in everyone resides this Atma, we truly know that not through our mental projection. This is represented on our little fingers on the left and right side, Anhat chakra. After this comes the Vishuddhi chakra, which is right behind our throat. This is the place of collectivity as it is shown here. When we raised our heads as human beings, we knew we are a collective being. But still we fight a lot and we don't truly know that we are part and parcel of the same macrocosm. We are the microcosms. So that knowledge comes to us that we are the part of that great Virata because of this chakra. That is when we are truly, truly collective with everyone. This chakra takes care of our complete communication. That means our speech, voice, nose, ears, mouth, teeth, hands, shoulders, everything that we use for communication is taken care of by this chakra. And um, one great quality that we talked about was the collectivity. The other one that comes because of this chakra is the ability to see the world as a Leela that it truly is. This chakra is caught up on the left hand side when we feel guilty a lot. This is supremely detrimental to Sahaja, and that is why we say prayers about not feeling guilty in meditation, because when this chakra is caught up, from here emanate the uh, nerves that come up to our hands. And if this chakra is caught up, we don't feel the vibrations on our hands. So it is very imperative that we don't feel guilty. Some people have a habit of feeling guilty for everything. And let's say we might have done some things that we are not very proud of, but we have to leave it to God. To err is to human. So, very importantly, we have to say in meditation when we'll do that we are not guilty at all. Because the most important thing is even if you get a realization and you don't feel the cool breeze, you will not know what has happened to you. So, we must not feel guilty. On the right hand side, this chakra is caught up when we oppress others, we put them down, as opposed to the left when we are putting ourselves down, the right when we are putting others down with our words, with shouting bad words, and very aggressively talking bombastic people. Also, this chakra is caught up very badly when we take tobacco, as is obvious. The chakra is presented here on our fingers, on the index fingers, left and right side. After this comes the Agya chakra. This is inside our brain on the optic. There's really an optic chiasma. There's a crossing over of the nerves like this. It's a very small path for Kundalini to pass through. The only way for this chakra to open up is if we forgive others. Forgiveness is the main quality of this chakra. And when we forgive, this chakra opens up and sucks in the ego and superego, right, that are shown right above this. What are ego and superego? So ego is anything that we do in life leads to some ego. Even some small thing that I might have done leads to a small ego. And all the conditionings, that means all the things that we learn in our life, they lead to a superego. So one or the other is always stopping the path for Kundalini to pass through. Because that is how we are built. We are either egoistic or super egoistic. But when we forgive on the Agya chakra, the path for Kundalini opens up and it sucks in both these things. That means it eats up our karmas in a way. Agya chakra is represented on our ring fingers on left and right side. After this comes at the end, the Sahasrara chakra. At the top of our head, at the fontanel bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids. This is called as the 10th door, the Dasham Dwar, called as the Brahmarandra, which literally means the hole to meet the Brahma. This is the path, this is the, let's say, the door, you can say, for Kundalini to pierce and come out. When it does that, the all pervading power, which is all around us, starts flowing through us. And we feel it as vibrations on our hands and at the top of our head. The main quality of Sahasrara mentioned is integration. All the chakras are integrated into Sahasrara. We also become an integrated personality, and our integration with the divine happens. So many connotations to that word here. So this is the theory part, and this humongous amount of knowledge here in Sahaja, all freely available through Shree Mataji's lectures, which are in thousands. But the most important bit is actually getting it. Words lead us to nothing, but we have to get self-realization. We will do that experience right now. There are some steps to be seen. Once you see them right now with your eyes open, later we can do these steps with our eyes closed. Now, just to briefly talk about why we're doing some of these steps, is first to put ourselves into balance. That balancing is very important before Kundalini can rise. So some steps would be for that. And then some steps would be to help some of our chakras with our prayers. Now, in the first step here, as is shown here, we put the left hand in our lap open like this and the right hand on the Mother Earth. We use the 5 elements in Sahaja Yoga very often to put ourselves all right. We'll use some of them now. Left hand in the lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. Next, we'll put the right hand in our lap and the left hand bent from elbow towards the sky like this. Next, we'll put both the hands on the Mother Earth. So this is the balancing part. Now we'll bring both the hands in our lap and keep the left hand open in our lap as is. We'll use the right hand for helping some of our chakras. First of all, we'll put the right hand on our heart and we'll press it here. This is the place of the spirit. We'll have some prayers and meditation. Then we'll bring this to our forehead and place it across like this and press it from both sides while bending our head forward a little. Now we'll place this hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. And the last one, we'll stretch our fingers completely and place the center of our palm at the top of our head, the fontanel bone area, and press it. While pressing it, we'll move it in a clockwise direction. While pressing with the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction. So these are all the steps uh, that we have to do. Now, one can easily ask a question that just moving our hands and doing some prayers, can I really achieve something like this? So there are very simple conditions to achieving self-realization. As is always, I use one example of Shivaji Maharaj, who asked his guru, who was a great realized soul, Ramdas Swami, that how long does it take for one to get their self-realization? And he answered, Rajan, the time you take your one leg from one side of the horse to the other, that's how long. That means that shan, that very second. But you must have someone to give it and someone to take it. We only have to become the ones who want to take it. Shree Mataji is here to give it to us. Her photograph emanates those vibrations that makes this great happening possible inside us. So her photograph would be coming on the screen now. It is not a normal photo. And the great saints and incarnations up until now have not been pictured. The photo has the right coefficients in it that emanates these chaitanya, these vibrations that make this great happening possible. We look at her photograph with complete respect and humility, with no thoughts. We'll put aside all our thoughts right now. While looking at the photograph, we'll slowly close our eyes. We'll tell our mind that please put aside all these doubts, thoughts. If this is the reality, the higher self-realization that we're talking about, then I want to achieve this, and I'll not let these thoughts and doubts come in the way. We'll look at them later on. We'll tell our mind to keep these things aside and just bring your attention inside. Open both your hands in your lap. Sit straight, not very straight, not slouching. If there's anything tight on your body, spectacles, etc., tight belts, you may loosen them, take out the spectacles. Any rings, etc., you may take them out as well. Now, we will do the steps that we had seen. The first step, we'll keep the left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. Left hand open in the lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the negativities and impurities of my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap, stretched. We'll see what is happening there. Mother, please clear out my Ida Nadi Whatever imbalances, impurities, and negativities may be there in this nadi, please take them out through the Mother Earth. We will now bring the right hand back into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Here we have to pray that Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my Pingla Nadi through the ether element, the Akasha. Mother, please take out all the impurities and negativities of my right channel through the ether element. We'll bring our attention to both of our palms and just see what is happening. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my right channel through the ether element. Now we shall place both the hands on the Mother Earth. We will pray, Mother, whatever impurities and imbalances are still left in my Ida and Pingla nadis, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, whatever imbalances and negativities are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into complete balance, into the present, into the center. We'll bring both our hands in our lap. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap now and use the right hand for the next steps. We'll place the right hand on our heart and press it so that we may feel the heartbeat as well. This is the place of the spirit inside us. Here, we have to assert a great truth that Mother, I am the pure spirit. I'm not this body, this mind, these thoughts, these complexities, these personality that we think of ourselves. All of this is in fact a myth. This is not real. The only eternal thing is the spirit inside us. You have to say with full confidence that Mother, I am the pure spirit. 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 Now, as we are the pure spirit, we are not guilty of anything. We have done no wrong. God Almighty is the ocean of love, ocean of compassion, but above all is the ocean of forgiveness. He can forgive all that we may have done. But if we keep feeling guilty, we do not leave it to Him. So we leave everything that of our judgment to Him and not feel guilty about anything. We have to forgive ourselves and say with full confidence that Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. It's seen that feeling guilty is very detrimental. So, with full confidence and full belief, we'll say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we place this hand on our forehead across, like we would in a headache, and press the forehead from both the sides and bend our head forward a little. Here, you have to forgive everyone. So we'll say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't need to remember anybody. Don't need to think of anybody. Just say you give a blanket forgiveness everyone. By not forgiving, we play into the hands of people who may have done us wrong. Whereas when we forgive, we leave it to God to decide. Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we bring this hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. Here, we have to ask for forgiveness for our own satisfaction once. But oh God, if I may have done some mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly against you, please forgive me. O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have done any mistakes against you, please forgive me. You can bring the hand back into a lap for a bit to rest it. Now, again, we'll keep the left hand open in our lap and place the right hand at the top of our head and place the center of our palm on the fontanel bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids. Press the palm on the soft bone there and move it in a clockwise direction. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp moves along. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp moves along. We'll keep doing this for a while. Now here, Shree Mataji cannot cross over our freedom. We have to ask for our self-realization. Without us asking for it ardently, we will not get it. So we have to pray very humbly. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, may I please have my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma-Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Stop moving the hand and bring it back into our lap. We'll keep our attention where our hand was for a while and sit in quiet meditation. Now we'll bring our attention to our palms. You will see what is happening here. At the very center of our palm, very minutely, we have to see, is there a cool breeze coming out of one hand or both the hands? Or do we feel heat at the very center of our palm? Now we have to bring our attention to our fingertips, the end points of our fingers. You may feel some itching or like hand crawling, tingling. These are the centers that are not okay. Now we'll keep the left hand once again open in our lap and bring the right hand at the top of our head where we had placed and rest on the Sahasrara and raise it a few inches just above our frontal bone area. Move the hand back and forth, left and right. From a particular place, you'll feel a cool breeze coming out of our head and touching our hand. Just a few inches above, you'll feel the cool breeze coming out from a particular place. It's a very subtle feeling. So look at it very minutely. Bring the right hand back into our lap and now see the same thing with our left hand. The left hand a few inches just above our fontanel bone area. Move it a little bit and see it is there is a cool breeze. It could be hot also for some of us coming out of our head and touching our palm. Now in the last step, we'll put both of our hands completely up, elbows straight towards the sky, open our palms towards the sky and push back our head. You have to ask one of these three questions three times. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya? Is this the divine power of love that does everything? Is this the cosmic energy divine? We'll slowly bring the hands back into our lap. In answer to those questions, vibrations would have improved on your hands now. Again, we'll sit for a few seconds in meditation while keeping our attention at the top of our head. We shall slowly open our eyes now and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You can see that there are no thoughts right now. Even with our eyes open, there are no thoughts. This is the first step, the first boon that we get after our realization of thoughtless awareness, Nirvichar Chetna. We'll bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini Mother inside for this blissful experience. Jai Shree Mataji. What we have done today or achieved is just a wee bit of it. It's the sprouting of a seed. If it doesn't become a tree, it will get wasted. You have to give it daily sunlight and water in the form of morning and evening meditation and a collective meditation every week. There are very simple ways to meditate at home and get this experience again and again, and establish these vibrations inside us and this great knowledge of becoming your own guru and master. And it is imperative that we go in collective meditation. Again, everywhere Sahaj Yoga is completely free. There are no charges for anything. How do how can you connect with us and know more and get to centers and learn various methods of Sahaj Yoga? Didi will briefly tell us now. Jai Shri Mataji.
Devi Mataji, who have joined the session first time, we are requesting to please subscribe our channel. On YouTube live chat box, you will find 4 links from our end. First is WhatsApp group. Please press the link button and press on the add WhatsApp group button. After that, you will be connected to our WhatsApp group. From the WhatsApp, you will get all the notifications about all the sessions. And on a daily basis, we try to send meditation links, PDFs, and Shree Mataji speeches on the WhatsApp group so that you will be connected to the Sahaja Yoga and the meditation. So if you have not joined the WhatsApp group yet, please join that. Second link is Zoom meeting link. If you have any question or if you want to share your experience, you can join Zoom meeting link and you can ask your question. On a daily basis, we try to resolve all the queries, all the questions. If you are not comfortable to joining Zoom meeting link, you can share your query via YouTube live chat box. Third and fourth link is our YouTube channel link. On YouTube, we have 2 channels. First is on which you are attending online meditation, and second is for Shree Mataji speeches. Our both the channels are completely non-commercialized, non-monetized. All the advertisement options have been stopped on the both the channel. The purpose of the channel that you will get your self-realization at your own place as per your comfort zone. So please share the link with the true seekers who really want to feel their energy and the self-realization. On this channel, 3 live meditation session held on a daily basis. First is at 8 a.m. in the morning. Second is at 4:15 p.m. in the noon, and third is at 7:45 p.m. in the evening. You can join any of the session as per your availability. If you are attending the session for 15 to 20 days and now you are aware about all the chakras and nadi, so you can join our deep meditation session which held on uh, 5:30 p.m. on a daily basis. Apart from that, you will find chakras link in description box where you will find short videos based on each and every chakra. Videos are short, but knowledge is complete on that video. So please watch that video as well. Daya Shankarji wrote on YouTube live chat box. He is from Dheri on Sone, Rohtas, Bihar. Okay, you are most welcome, Daya Shankarji. Please attend the session on a daily basis. And if you have any question, you can write in YouTube live chat box. Apart from that, there is no question, Bhaiya.
Didi, let's take Shri Mataji's permission and end the session.
Thank you so much, Shree Mataji, for today's wonderful session. If we have done any mistake, please forgive us. We are ending the session now. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.